Hello and welcome to Jeremy Rewinds. Today, you can see by the title, is Whatnot really worth it? Did I get scammed by Whatnot? Is it something that could replace eBay or Mercari or other online retailers, Marketplace and Facebook, Poshmark, you name it? I will tell you this, Whatnot is a very unique platform, right? I've heard people say it's like Twitch and eBay together. The problem with it is, A, I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. And B, I'm in sales for a living and my sales involves automobile sales. So I have been to the auctions thousands of times over the years, and buying and reselling cars for a living is a lot of work. So all Whatnot really is another auction. That's all it is. It's a live auction. If you've ever been to an auction that maybe isn't for cars, but maybe you're at an auction for like old stuff, right? Sometimes people will have auctions to auction off everything that their family owned. They got too much to try to deal with. Let's bring in an auction company. I've seen it before. Sometimes you can get really good deals. Sometimes you get okay deals. Sometimes you just get the item you really want. The question I'm wondering is, did I get taken advantage of on Whatnot? The biggest thing I'm going to try to do in this thing is I'm going to show you guys every single thing that I purchased on Whatnot from a couple different subscribers. They're not subscribers. I don't think they're subscribers. People that my wife sent me a link, said, hey, they're selling video game stuff. You might be interested. One of these times was during the day. One of these times was late at night. You can tell very easily which one of these was during the day, which one of these was during the night. Because the nighttime one really isn't inside of my wheelhouse, where the daytime one was more so in my wheelhouse. But different times of days, different resellers. And I'm going to give you my opinion at the very end. Starting with the first item. Make it the easiest to get it off my lap. I have a Nintendo official Nintendo 64 controller. I do not have this particular color. It has got a tight stick. All the buttons work. They did a good job of packaging everything up, wrapping the cord up. I mean, everything is in very good shape, so I'm excited to have this in the collection. I'm going to pop down on the screen what I paid for each one of these things and what the market says the value is if I was to go to eBay sold right now and see what this one sells for. So somewhere on the screen, you're going to see what I paid and what the market price is. Next thing I picked up, another N64 controller. It is an OEM, as you can see. It's got another nice tight stick. Everything works. I primarily bought this gray one, not because I needed a gray one, because I already have a gray one in my collection, but because, you guys remember a handful of videos ago, I picked up a Nintendo 64 for $5, and my leg is ripped open all of a sudden. Don't know what I did. But I picked up an N64 at a garage sale that was missing all kinds of stuff. The covers, the jumper was there, but the jumper is actually bad. The console actually does work, but I need a controller for it. So I got the price up here, whatever it is that I paid for the item, as well as the retail value of it. The next thing I picked up from that individual seller was 4 Xbox games. Our first one I picked up is Wave Rally, a good old-fashioned EDOS game. It is a jet ski kind of game. Kind of reminds me of like Wave Race 64, Wave Racer, or whatever it is. It looks really cool. I'm not going to lie. I picked it up because, one, I didn't have it, and two, I think, you know, given the fact that I had already bought some other stuff, the one thing that Whatnot does is if the seller has it activated, it may be activated on everybody, but I think you got to pick it. It's flat rate. So once you start buying things, it's like $8 and some odd cents. It doesn't matter what they throw in the box. I think that's what it comes down to. So I started just adding more and more stuff because I'm like, okay, I paid X number of dollars for this controller, X number of dollars for this controller. But it tells you, okay, it costs you this much for shipping on this and this much for shipping on this. And eventually you just get down to where if you bought this for $1 or whatever I paid for it, you'll see it on the screen. That's all I paid for it. So there is the benefit to that side of things. Next thing I picked up is Homefront. Now, some reason feel like I bought this already, but maybe I didn't. Homefront's one of those games where it's like a survival horror from the writers of Red Dawn and Apocalypse Now. Home is where the war is. America has fallen to a savage military occupants. Join the resistance and fight for freedom. So I've people said it was like a horror survivor. That doesn't sound very horror survival to me, but somewhere on the screen was what I paid and what the market value is. Next thing I picked up for Xbox 360 is Dead Riptide. This is the special edition. I don't believe, again, I have this one in my collection. It has all the fun inserts. It is another Dead Island kind of thing. Get ready to return to zombie-infected shores. Can you survive the impossible? And the last thing I bought from this seller was an Xbox game called Outlaw Volleyball Red Hot. And this one is, if you see right here, this is a Blockbuster exclusive. Yes, Blockbuster did exclusive. If you don't know, those that are watching that do know, I don't need to tell you, but those that don't know, Blockbuster used to get games exclusive from the manufacturers like Xbox and Nintendo and Sony and so on and so forth, and they would have them be only available that you could rent, and then eventually they sold them off, which is why you have so many games out there. Some of them are like this, and they ain't worth the paper they're printed on. Other ones are out there that are worth way, way too much. Way too much. Sculptor's Cut is not worth what it's going for. It's only because people love the N64 and they want to buy it. Just because I don't think it's worth it doesn't mean that it isn't worth it. It's kind of like art. Next thing I picked up is right here is a huge stack of papers, and you can see a cart. So let's see what I did with this person. Now, this person was a late night purchase. What was I thinking? I don't know. My wife was like, hey, you should check them out. They look like they got a lot of good video game stuff. I was flipping through and I was watching, and they actually were listing a bunch of manuals. And I'm like, oh, I could go for some manuals if they're cheap. These guys, I don't know how they kept things together, to be honest with you. It seemed very disorganized in how they were presenting things, where these other people were like, you guys see something you want, just let us know you want us to run it. And they said, okay, we're going to run this thing at $1. We're going to run this thing at $2, right? And that's where it would start out at. And so on and so forth. So, this I picked up later on, but I just want to get it off my lap. It is a ColecoVision game. ColecoVision and Atom. This is called Omega Race. Not collecting for these, but I think I paid a couple bucks for it. I don't remember off the top of my head. You'll see it on the screen in there. There's like a cutout on the back of it here too. I don't know if there was a piece of paper that slid in there. Maybe it was like a manual or some directions or something. But I thought it'd be a cool shelf piece nevertheless, because at this point I'd already had free shipping, and for a couple dollars, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I don't know. We're going to find out. Then came the reason I was actually in the room, and they had stacks of manuals. Now, I kept asking, do you have NES manuals? And I remember one thing, and I will tell you this. This is the only thing I didn't like about their auction. Somebody had asked the question. I'd asked the same question. Does what I'm bidding on include all of your manuals? The answer was yes. Well, I'm sorry, that is a bold-faced lie. Lies! That included all the manuals that they were showing in that instance. They were showing multiple stacks of manuals, right? He would flip through, show these stack, flip through, show this stack. The question was posed, is this including all your manuals? They were trying to maximize their bottom line. That's fine, that's great, I get it. No big deal, but you should be more specific. You should have not said, yes, that includes all the manuals, because that was very misleading, because then I'm like, yay, I won all the manuals that I just saw. Nope, you didn't win all the manuals you just saw. So I had to go through and bid on a couple more stacks because I wanted to make it worth my while, because I don't really care about these types of manuals, but it was late night. I had a good idea for a YouTube video about, does Whatnot have good deals, or are you going to get taken advantage?
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
So that said, we'll go through the first stack. First stack is Atari Video Computer System Logbook. Now, as cool as this is, and don't get me wrong, I do think this is really cool. It's got some neat little artwork in here, and it shows different games, and it tells you, like Breakout here. It tells you about the game, and it says your stat, score, and date. Are you a pro? Are you a master? Are you a wizard? It tells you how many points and how many balls you would have to get to be in those levels. So kind of neat, right? Kind of neat like that. Code Breaker, Street Racer, Home Run, Skydiver. I'm going to pop up on the screen what the price was divided by however many was in this lot, and then pop up what the eBay sale price is if I can find this on there. Next thing, and I don't think this was inside of anything, but it could have easily been inside of something. But this is just a random picture of some dudes from, well, I mean, look at that guy. Look at his hair. Tell me that ain't from Dumb and Dumber, right? Look at the bushiness. Mustache. I mean, wild. Choose your challenge. This may not have any intrinsic value whatsoever. This may not even have an option to be listed online in any kind of value. The inside is really cool. Like I said, you have advertisements there for Freeway, and you have advertisements for Kaboom and Laser Blast. Whatever. From there, we have the Atari catalog, video computer system catalog. Look at those old, like, reminds me of like those cartoons from the 90s, like the law ones. I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. Look at there. But you got Beam Me Up Captain, you got Burn Rubber, Fast Game in Town. What is this? Beat the One-Armed Bandit, Be a Daredevil. What else is in here? Bombs Away. Atari never stops inventing. Atari kind of stopped inventing. So this is really cool. But again, you can see right here, the back of it. We'll see what the actual value comes out to be. Speaking of actual directions, though, here is the instruction manual for Kaboom by Activision. Not super big, obviously. Manuals, I mean, that's literally all it is. It's 3 little pages. How to become a master at Kaboom by Activision. Tells you on the inside right there. That's kind of cool. This is from, does this have a date on it? 1981. That's a good year. Anyways, speaking of more manuals, Laser Blast by Atari, or Activision, I mean. Laser Blast. I wonder if it has the same thing. Yes. How to become a master at Laser Blast with the guy from Dumb and Dumber. Not saying that he's dumb. Just saying, look at that hair. Oh, what a style. Moving on from there, we got Video Pinball, the manual. Again, printed in the USA. This is 1981 as well. So apparently all these are from 1981. Using the controller. See, that's all that you had if you didn't know. That's all the Atari was a stick and a button. Stick and a button. Oh, we have another piece of paper here. Kind of cool. This one is called the Atari Game Club Clubhouse Store Order Form. So this is something you would have ordered games through somehow. How to order, it says on the back here. By phone, by mail, and the Clubhouse Store guarantee. All right, so think about it like this. This was from, we'll just say this is like everything else from 1981 because it doesn't say a date on here. But what is cool are the pricings. Look at that. Look at all those original pricings that you can pay for all these fine Atari games, right? On this side over here, I think it is controllers, accessories, and Clubhouse gear. Look at that. Let's take a look at the Clubhouse gear. You can get a Space Invaders t-shirt for $7.95. Hey guys, it's Jeremy. Ooh, I'm dropping it. Hey, it's Jeremy from Jeremy Rewinds. I'm going to interrupt myself, and we're going to burn through the rest of these bags real quick. Let's go. These are 3 different lots of manuals that I picked up from this Whatnot stream late at night, as we have already discovered. Instead of going line by line by line, I'm just going to turn and burn so you can see them all, because finding all of these things on eBay has become a bit of a challenge. Overall, they do have value to them. Probably will never get rid of them because they are kind of neat, but I'm still not super thrilled in my personal opinion with how I made the decision to buy manuals that were for game systems that I really don't collect for. But let's turn and burn. First one we have is Football for the Atari, 1979. Next thing we have is a registration card, video computer system warranty. Next thing we have is a Atari accessory order form. This is kind of cool because it talks about, it's amazing. Look at the prices of some of these games. This is 1979, 1980, and some of this stuff in here, Hangman, $23. Flag Capture, $23. TV Switch Box was $10. Crazy. Next we have Missile Command. That was a game I actually had on my Atari. We have the Atari Video Computer System. I think I showed this already. If I didn't, it is really kind of cool. Whoa, I got stuff flying out. Oh, it's a registration card. Don't want to lose that. Next up, we got Intellivision. And there's actually a couple copies, 2 or 3 copies of this. Same kind of thing on the inside. Here's a copy for whatever this game is called. It's called Space Battle. Here is the same thing again. Then we have Activision. This is those guys with their fun hair. Very, very cool. McDonald's, your passport to cash savings. This is definitely not from Intellivision or Atari, but it is from 1981 down here at the bottom. I think this is really cool. This is like one of those rigged systems that we all remember about. Activision Tennis. And that completes one game lot. Move to the next. The next in the lot consists of another Atari computer logbook, which I already showed you guys this, I think. Super game cartridge for Atari computer system. Those guys in their wonderful hair again. Another Atari catalog book. We got us Kaboom. We got us Laser Blast. We got another manual for video pinball. We've got a Club Atari. These are all your options of things that you can order. Very, very cool. Atari does have a very cool windbreaker coming out that I do plan to get whenever it launches. What else do we have here? We have Intellivision Football with Playbook and Warlord. Atari program. 1981. It's a good year. And lot number 3. First one we have is, I don't know if this is supposed to be part of something else. I don't know. It's definitely the cover, though, for Activision, for some of their games. This one's kind of cool. This is, I like this one because at first it says Carnival, but you see what it says? SEGA. It's for Coleco, but it's the instruction book. Next, we have a slot machine game program instructions. So teaching kids how to run the slots. Activision warranty card, registration card, whatever that is. Next, we have Mattel Electronic Basketball. So this was like one of those instruction books that were for a one of those handheld systems back in the day. Gilbert, what are you doing? Say hi to everybody. We got another one of these Atari catalogs. We've got a blue version of Atari catalog. We've got another blue version of an Atari catalog, and then a bigger red version. And they're all the same thing on the inside. I'll just flip one open. You can see right here. It is really cool, the inside of these things. But anyways, so that's the third. Was Whatnot worth it? Was it not worth it? One thing I will tell you, my personal take on Whatnot, everything in an auction sense is always going to be what you're willing to spend. Everything in life is always going to come down to what you are willing to spend. One thing I will tell you from going to auctions, buying cars for years, has always been the person who keeps their hand up the longest is the one that's willing to put their neck out the furthest for the item, as well as the one that's willing to do what is necessary to win that item. Is that item they're trying to buy for themselves? Is that item something they're trying to buy to put on their lot, like me, to resell? Who knows? But the reality of it is the person that's willing to keep their hand up the longest is the one that's willing to put the most money on the line to win at the end of the day. It's kind of like gambling, if you want to call it. But that said, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Tell me what you think about Whatnot. And definitely, if you are interested in signing up for Whatnot, I'm putting my link for my wife in the description down below. Definitely check her out on Whatnot if you are interested in crafts. If you are not, definitely sign up through her link. She'll get a little something out of it, which she'll love. So she'll thank me to thank you, as well as the fact that you'll get, I think, $10 or $15 or whatever it is to spend on your first Whatnot purchase. So again, thank you guys so much. Hope you have a great, safe, wonderful day. And I'll see you guys next time right here on Jeremy Rewinds. Hey guys, it's Jeremy again with Jeremy Rewinds. I just wanted to cut in real quick here because I just forgot. I have 2 more video games I got to add in. I'm just going to throw them in here because I want to get them shelved and off the floor. And who knows when I'm going to make another video. I could save them for it, but I'll probably forget that I even showed you. So first one I'm going to show you is heavy. We have Spectral Force 3, good old Atlas. Pick this up. Got a bargain on this baby. It is CIB. Pooh! There she is right there. Check it out. Spectral Force on the Xbox 360 by Atlas. Excellent game, worth money. If you can find it out in the wild and you get a good deal on it compared to what eBay sells for, like me, whoo, get it. Second thing I picked up that I actually went to eBay. I don't think I bought it on eBay. I think I bought this on Mercari, but I paid market price for it because it just looked so good and I really wanted to play it. Darkest of Days. This is a game by Valcon. This is where you are like playing, I think all the reviews, first off, it's right here, right? You can see it's like old Civil War kind of time period, but you have like modern weapons that you get to like everybody's basically like has a knife and you've got like a machine gun. I don't know. We're going to find out. I think I spent $80 on it with shipping and tax and everything all invested. I think I spent 80 on this, which is definitely market price. And quite honestly, in my opinion, as you always know, I think that's too much, but I really wanted to play it. I figured, you know what? Every once in a while, you got to treat yourself. So tell me, have you guys played Darkest of Days? Have you played Spectral Force 3? Was I insane for paying as much as I did for this? Guess we'll find out.